What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. In this video, I'm going to discuss how you can get more protein in your diet. So make sure you stay tuned. So you probably find that most people are saying, go for the fat-free option, fat-free yogurt, fat-free this, fat-free that. I'm saying don't. Go for the full fat option. First of all, it tastes nicer. Secondly, a 2006 study by Elliott et al. Actually found a greater anabolic response from full-fat milk versus low-fat milk. So a greater increase in protein synthesis, which will likely lead to greater gains, and that's what you're after. And to be honest, they don't actually know why or how that happened, to the best of my knowledge anyway. Well, last time I checked the research, there's not a tremendous amount of research. I know you're probably thinking, oh, one study, but if you're not watching your calories or restricting your calories in any way, why would you go for something that doesn't taste as nice and that could potentially be less beneficial than the full fat version? So I recommend the full fat version. And the difference between skyr, which is Icelandic yogurt, and Greek yogurt, first of all, obviously one's Icelandic and one's Greek. Secondly, I would say that skyr on average is thinner. It's not
of the milk, you know. You see how smooth it is? We want it to be like silk.
It's thick. And on average, I would say it's higher in protein as well, skyr, than Greek yogurt. But the choice is up to you. You can mix it up, do however you want. Both usually, if you get good enough brand, contain probiotics, which are great for your gut, great for digestion. And the brands I really recommend if you live in the UK, or to be honest, you can get them globally. A brand that's spelt F-A-G-E for the Greek yogurt, but it's pronounced Faye, if I'm getting it right. If I'm not, correct me in the comments below, but something like that. Anyways, it's spelt F-A-G-E. And the brand for skyr that I seem to see more often anyway is that Aura brand, or Aura. I can't pronounce it exactly, but it's on screen now anyway, so you get an idea of what it looks like. And you can get this from any supermarket really in the UK, and you could get it from, I'm sure you can get it in the States or anywhere else, but there are other brands. Just look at the ingredients list, see if they contain probiotics for one, which is good for your gut health, but most of all, we're talking about protein, so make sure they contain, these two contain about 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is a lot. So make sure they contain between 6 and 10 grams. If not, probably look at another brand. The beauty of these yogurts, you can make them taste however you want them to taste. You can add protein powder into them. You can add fruits. I was going to say vegetables, but don't do that. You can add whatever you want into them and kind of design them how you want. And I know some people, what they'll do is they'll soak their overnight oats in like natural yogurt, like Greek yogurt or skyr, and then, you know, that will significantly increase the protein content. And for breakfast, you're having the oats and you're having the yogurt, and you're getting a significant amount of protein and calories as well, which is easy to eat and tastes great. You probably saw this one coming as well. Cottage cheese. I mean, some people absolutely love it and a lot of people absolutely hate it, but it's a great source of protein. On average, about 11 grams per 100 grams. And again, go for the full fat option. Like, first of all, it tastes a lot better. Like, secondly, let's go back to that, what I said earlier about the anabolic response. It's still dairy, so treat it in the same way. I would go for the full fat version, like over the low fat version, any day of the week. And sometimes, like rarely, you can get cottage cheese, which contains live cultures, probiotics, but I wouldn't be so focused on that. That's like extremely rare. And if you're thinking cottage cheese tastes like crap, I'm gonna say sometimes. But if you add stuff like pineapple, strawberries into it, you can add like chocolate, you can add protein powder into it, it actually tastes okay. And if you haven't tried it, try it, then come back to me, because it actually doesn't taste too bad. You can blend it in a smoothie as well. I haven't done that, but there are loads of things you can do with cottage cheese. I made cottage cheese pancakes before. I haven't done anything else, but you can do like muffins and stuff. The desserts you can make with cottage cheese, which actually apparently don't taste that bad at all. The pancakes tasted really good, but anyway, you get the gist of things. Cottage cheese, easy to find anywhere, high in protein, and it's very, very cheap. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder. So if you don't mind losing friends, tuna and sardines are a great option.
It's not my finger. Well, what the hell is that?
Tuna contains about 24 to 28 grams per 100 grams. That's 24 to 28 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. And then you've got sardines, which contain about 18 grams. It's a bit less protein, but my first option is always sardines. It contains far less mercury. And I know this is about protein, but you don't want to be eating tuna every day. Sardines is something you can eat most days. If you haven't tried canned sardines, I don't recommend them in olive oil. I recommend them either, well, actually, to be honest, I recommend them in tomato sauce because it actually tastes nice. And I think this is one for probably when you're traveling or going away. You can either fill up your suitcase with them if you've got a brand you like, or you can just get them in like pretty much any store when you're away. And also the sardines are like much higher in omega-3 fatty acids, which is great for your joints, great for your brain, and can increase protein synthesis ever so slightly.
My body, my choice.
To be honest, like, you can make sardines taste great with like a bit of mayonnaise and some lemon juice as well. There are ways you can make it taste actually good. I don't particularly like them, but there are ways you can make them taste good and bearable. And they're a great source of protein, a great source of omega-3. So I would go for sardines over tuna, but tuna is fine like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. People that pound it every day, that mercury, you don't want to be doing that. Another really good like protein fix, protein snack when you're on a go and stuff, or say if you're having a meal that's low in protein and you kind of want to bulk it out and you're thinking like, what do I have that's easy to get? Beef jerky, or less easy to get, but turkey jerky. Turkey jerky actually contains more protein, so 16 grams of protein per 35 grams serving, and beef jerky contains around 11 grams, so it is higher in protein. It's up to personal preference, but some people don't like to eat red meat more than say once or twice a week, and you probably prefer to enjoy an actual steak rather than some dried steak. But the choice is up to you. You can mix it up. So turkey jerky comes in some cool flavors, like Dolphin Fitness in the UK and probably around Europe as well has the option. Actually, no, wait. I first discovered it on bodybuilding.com, so I think you can get it anywhere in the world. But turkey jerky tastes really good. It can be a bit annoying to eat, both of them. I say turkey jerky, in my experience, is a bit easier to eat. But still, nonetheless, it's a good transportable snack you can take away with you. You can take, you can have on the go, just wherever. It just doesn't go off. So
you're not gonna like it. What are you talking about? I like all jerkies.
So it's I mean, it probably does go off, but it probably takes ages to go off. Anyway, it's a good, very solid source of protein, and you can get them in various different flavors, so you can mix them up and rarely get bored. Biltong's another option as well, which is the same, beef. So now getting into the plant source of protein, nuts and seeds are an option, but generally speaking, not many nuts are like super high in protein. Don't say peanut butter. You're gonna say peanut butter. I know you're gonna say peanut butter. Peanut butter is high in protein, but it doesn't agree with everyone. If you feel super bloated after eating peanut butter or peanuts, if you feel a bit nauseous or you just feel super bloated, it's probably not agreeing with you. It's not easy to digest peanut butter. So I know this is purely about protein, but still, we've got to focus on the health aspect as well. I'm not confident that peanut butter is something you can have every day. I know so many people with peanuts and sesame allergies. So pumpkin seeds have 5 grams of protein per 30 grams. I wouldn't say it's easy to eat 5 grams of pumpkin seeds, but you can sprinkle it on a salad. That's 5 grams extra protein. It may not sound like a lot, but you're doing that, plus the other things I've told you, it's all adding up. Also, hemp seeds, great in smoothies, like really good in smoothies, good in yogurts. You can throw some, like 30 grams of hemp seeds contain 10 grams of protein, and they taste really good as well. So that's another option, a good source of protein, which in my experience is, as long as you get the whole ones without the shells, they're a lot easier to eat than pumpkin seeds, for instance. The final one today, beans. So even a small can of baked beans, which is going to add a lot of taste to your breakfast. Say if you're having eggs for breakfast, you throw in a can of beans. That's a small can of 200 grams of baked beans is another 12 grams of protein. We have one problem with that. That's pretty high in sugar. So go for the low sugar options. I advise you to go for the low sugar options. Although the higher sugar option is going to taste better, you don't really want that much sugar like in your breakfast. You just don't, for health reasons and whatnot. And you're probably, if you're watching this video, you're probably looking to improve your health in some respect, if not all facets. Anyway, back to protein. So that's an option. You've also got the option to make your own. You can make your own baked beans. You can, if you've got the time, that is, make them in bulk, make them for the week maybe. And there are other brands, like the Biona brand have a like can of beans. I wouldn't call them baked beans, but they're like giant beans. They taste great, and they're about 11 grams of protein per small can. They're a lot more expensive in fact, but if you're maybe gonna have them twice a week, it's probably worth getting that option, much lower in sugar. It contains like extra virgin olive oil as well. And yeah, overall it's a solid choice. And to me, they taste great, and I have them about twice a week. And if you make your own baked beans, you can use beans like fava beans. Fava beans are extremely high in protein. So 13 grams of protein per 50 grams dry. Don't eat them dry, cook them. But that's not that much of them. And you've got 13 grams of protein extra coming from a plant source, which is good to vary it, and it gives you that fiber as well. So while there are loads of other protein options, I just thought I'd cover the ones that I feel are probably easy to access for one, and two, the highest in protein options as well. You can obviously, you know, add like more chicken. You can, if that's your thing, you can add more eggs to your diet if you don't eat eggs already. But people recommend eggs for snacks. Look, I get it, I completely get it. But transporting boiled eggs is the fastest way to lose friends. Believe me, they smell bad. Like I've seen people whip them out, and the thing is, you don't smell them yourself. But then when someone else whips them out, you're like, what are you doing?
Oh, you can smell the shit from 5 miles away.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a massive thumbs up, share it with a friend. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, click that subscribe button now. Follow me on Instagram @AdamScottFit. And until the next video, keep pushing those limits.